En français, en anglais, in every language. Well, there is un niveau B and un niveau C. Un B will be somebody who can describe. If you can describe things factually. Where do you work? What do you do? And so on. Very good. Expliquer will be different. It will be what we could say hypothetical, theoretical, the intangible. If you and I travel to a country where we do not speak the language and we see a red car, it might take us 2 days, it might take us 2 weeks or 2 months, but we will be able to describe that red car. We can physically see it. I can point and say A for apple and B for blue and so on. If I want to express myself at a higher level, a more complete form of communication. If I wish to say something along the lines of, I can't believe some people don't wear their seatbelts. And that is so selfish. Okay, I get it. You're going to need to elaborate, explain to me. Well, that will take a different form of, this might be very different depending on the language. Now, in English, we do have a C level of communication. Let's say that I ask Michael Jordan. I asked Michael Jordan for advice. Michael Jordan, the greatest athlete in the world, I love you, everyone loves you. How do I sell more shoes? And you might tell me, I think that, in my opinion, but does it need to? Not in English. In English, it's very flexible. We understand when someone is, giving advice, opinion. He might say something like, you wake up early, you work hard, and you push sales. But then he's my friend. Michael Jordan is my buddy. He wants to tell me en français. Alors Michel, il me dit, tu te réveilles tôt. Maybe he doesn't use tu, because he knows that that's a bit too colloquial, a bit too personal. Alors he calls me vous, because he's a pal, and he's very polite with me in the workplace. Vous réveillez tôt, vous travaillez fort, et vous poussez les ventes. And now I'm a little bit offended, a little hurt. Michael Jordan, I love you, I admire you. Why are you talking to me that way? Parce que in English, you plus present will mean, you plus present basically means advice, opinion. That's my take on it. Oh, you can't do that. That's not fair. But en français, tu or vous, more polite, sure, but tu or vous plus présent equals facts. It could be the law. It could be the steps in an office policy. It could also be like the laws of life, like Isaac Newton, like, the laws of physics. Alors, it's a fact. It's for sure guaranteed. And so I'm asking you for advice and you're telling me what the law or the rules are. And you know what? It quickly becomes, it's not what he said, it's how he said it. And now we've got a problem. You can't talk to your boss like that. You can't talk to your staff like that. You can't talk to your team like that. You can't talk to a typical Canadian that way. I'm asking for, I'm a Canadian. I'm a Canadian asking the government, I like to call CRA, I like to know what form to fill. It's a fact. Please, tu remplis ce formulaire. You fill that form. Excellent. Okay, I can do that. And now I tell you, well, you know what? Me there, I don't exactly know how to read and write. I don't know what to do. So you're like, oh, here's my opinion in English. Oh, you poor soul. Oh, gosh golly. Well, you know what? You know what? You go ahead. You, my friend, you go ahead and you hire yourself a accountant. But then tu embauches un comptable. The government told me I had to. It's the law. I have to hire an accountant. You're no longer delivering the proper message. That could hurt communication. And Canada is not alone in the world. Like, oh, we're a world leader, but a lot of people are looking for advice from Canada. Alors, the stuff that you say, the stuff that you write could make it internationally, and now we've got a strong miscommunication with Canadian citizens, with citizens outside of Canada, with other nations, and so on. You know what? Oh, he said that? You can't do that. That's not fair. Tu peux pas faire ça. C'est pas juste. You're telling me I can't do that? In French, you're telling me that I cannot do that? Who do you think you are? Etc., etc. So, working in French is very different from just knowing French. And you see, this is why we need to know, even at your level, a bit of how to express ourselves, how to express an advice and opinion. Knowing how to do that at some extent guarantees after you've proven that you can describe things and you can explain yourself or explain to people things, your views, your opinion, and so on. It's not Canada. It's not, you do this, you do that. It's I personally believe. It's not Canada believes. It's you represent your country. You represent the nation. You represent the government. And so we don't want you explaining it inaccurately, completely wrong. If you can basically explain a view, an opinion accurately, it doesn't hurt the message too much. And you can describe everything in your life, I believe that you deserve a B. If perhaps, my friend, you keep failing the test and you're fairly well advanced in French, well, maybe knowing how to explain will make a huge difference. You might even obtain a niveau C. Now, of course, I don't want to be selling. I don't want to be selling phony. I don't want to be lying to you. That's what I want you to be chasing a fake dream here. This training is fairly well guaranteed to get you a CBB. You can very well get a CCB. You can very well get a CCC. It will cost you the exact same. You always have access to me. That's the beauty of it. If the video training is not accurate, you send your questions, my friends. If I need to, I will update the videos. But the video training covers everybody in every scenario for the Government of Canada 3-language test. Let's take a good look. Here is basically, real quick, how I would express myself en français. En français, to give an opinion, I will go with this kind of vocab. It will require some vocabulaire précis. It will be very élaboré, and since you and I practice it, you will be very comfortable doing it. You will also be inadvertently respecting the grammar, understand what you're saying, and pronouncing it perfectly. We will meet all the criteria of a niveau C or a niveau B, but I will not skimp on the details. You will be taught how to obtain un niveau C. Un niveau C, very demanding, but personnellement, je crois que on se réveillerait tôt, on travaillerait fort, et on pousserait les ventes potentiellement. And then I'm going to tell you why, and so on. That is all in the video training available right here. My friends, Gift of the Gab. I would like to show you right now a little bit of the actual videos, a little bit of the actual work. Let's look at the content. If you're somebody who likes movie previews when you go to the movies, if you're somebody who likes video game, like you get the demo or you see the preview, well, this is exactly what we're going to look at right now, my friends. I hope you enjoy. That short video was surely very informative. Many folks have no idea what is the distinction between a B and a C. A lot of folks think it's quantity. Well, if you're on B, you can talk a little bit, and if you're on C, well, you talk a lot. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. It's what are you saying? Are there repercussions to what you are saying? And so on. Just a little example, a little freebie. I'm comfortable giving you that information ahead of time because I teach this very accurately, very thoroughly. I capture this stuff. I also see the strong discrepancies between what I meant to say, what I did in fact say in English, and what someone might have understood, might have caught from that en français, and etc. And all, of course, the legal problems that could come from that, or plain old not getting the promotion due to that, and so on. So, using this program, using the program here, you are sure to get a B en oral. Whether you have some French, no French at all, or you are fairly well about to get a B by yourself on your own. Yet, I will teach you how to obtain a C. That is something that very few teachers can do. And I'm talking about teachers who work in the field very specifically. Very few of them are capable of doing that. How do I know that? Well, I was teaching a lot of teachers at a lot of language schools. I'm very gifted at what I do. I'm quite good at it. Having family in the business definitely helped. I would say here at this point, it is extremely cost effective to train with me. You could learn for hundreds of hours with someone who is not really fully grasping what a niveau C is. They will teach you and teach you and teach you. And by accident, kind of, inadvertently, incidentally, You will happen to have learned everything that gets you an C. That could cost you beaucoup money, yeah? That could cost you a fortune. An arm and a leg, sure. I'm not sure about that. But the idea is, I know that learning with me is already very cheap compared to other schools because I'm more modestly priced. But I know that working with me could take easily 20, 30 hours, which is nothing because schools are setting quotes for 300 hours. Now, I guarantee the results. But above all, if they're teaching the wrong thing, there's no amount to how many hours you can learn. Learning here, you will learn exactly what you are required to learn, what you should know, and you will get plenty of practice. Plus, signing on with me here, Gift of the Gab, FLS dot thinkific.com, there will be unlimited content. I will continue to update the content. You are in very good hands here. I strongly encourage you to enroll now. Gift of the Gab, FLS dot thinkific.com. Thinkific is a teaching platform. They are hosting my video training. This training is entirely designed for public servants and professionals to be able to work in French. Please check it out.